Hello.
Hi. Hi, you guys. Thanks for being here today for my speech.
You're welcome.
Giving some thought on the speech, or did you know that giving a speech in front of an audience is the #1 fear across the globe? Some people would rather die than give a speech in front of an audience. This is called glossophobia, which is a speech anxiety. This phobia is a self-presentation in front of an audience related. Some scientists call this social anxiety disorder. I know that when I used to have to give a speech or talk in front of an audience, my heart starts beating really fast, my body gets really hot, and I just have this, I can just feel this fear, anxiety in myself. And as I'm giving this speech, I become, I stutter a lot, I move around a lot. I feel like when I'm talking, I don't make sense, I can't focus. Those are some of the things that I used to experience while, right before I'm going to give a presentation or during my presentation as well. But after taking this class, some of those anxiety has subdued. So I am really happy about that. So now I'm going to talk about each of the speeches that I've given in this class and the things that I did well and I didn't do well. So for my first speech is my informative speech. My topic for my informative speech is how to find the best travel and vacation deals online. Let's see here. I think I have good knowledge of this topic. I do have a lot of experience in this topic, so I was able to bring my experiences to show everybody in this during this speech that I'm talking from experience. That way, I'm a lot more credible to my sound a lot more credible to my audience. I have booked many vacations, so I know where to look and where to find the best deals. Let's see here. I think my location for my speech was good. What I really liked was I was able to connect from my laptop to my TV and show my slideshow to my audience, which was nice and big and colorful, and everybody can see exactly what I was talking about and what I was saying. I think that the slideshow was really colorful and exciting. I wanted to do that to get the attention of my audience, because I know that if it was really boring with boring colors, no one would be really paying attention. So I made it bright and bold, and I try and put as much as I could on the slideshows to better explain what I was talking about. My organization for the speech was good. I was able to touch on topics, to flow right through my speech from the beginning to the end, and I think I touched on every topic that would help someone to be able to find travel and vacation deals online. I think what else that I think that went well in the speech is the ethos, the logos, and the pathos. Ethos is the appeal of speaker credibility and the sense of competence and character. Logos is appeals to logic conveyed through structure, evidence, and reasoning. Pathos appeals to listeners' emotions. This is my second speech, so I kind of knew what to expect. The things that did not go well for me during the speech was as I was giving the speech, I forgot about my slideshow that was behind me. So I was talking, and then as I was talking, and then I remembered, oh no, my slideshow. So I had to go and change my slideshow, and it was it was totally off of timing that went with my speech. But after the first couple, I remembered, so I was able to change my slideshow. But that was one thing that did go wrong in my speech. Also, I was kind of nervous because that was my first actual speech I was giving, so I was kind of nervous, and I was swaying back and forth a lot. I did say a lot, which just, you know, sometimes just happens naturally, so it was kind of hard for that. But I think it was because I was so focused on trying to deliver, you know, the speech and the materials that I didn't notice myself, you know, doing any of those things. So those were some of the things that, you know, that did not go well. But overall, I really liked this topic. I think I did good on this speech, and I think I was able to, you know, deliver my speech to my audience so that they were able to, you know, get some tips on how to find the best travel and vacation deals online. My next speech is my demonstration speech. On this speech, I showed my audience how to make the best high altitude chocolate chip cookies. I think this speech was audience centered because for most of us, we live in Colorado and it's high altitude here, so I wanted to incorporate that into my speech and show my audience how to make the best high altitude chocolate chip cookies. In this speech, I felt really comfortable because I was able to bring my personality and my personal experiences into this speech. I was well prepared and organized for the speech. Beforehand, I measured out all my ingredients and set all out. I had all my utensils readily available for easy access. I also pre-made a batch of chocolate chip cookies so that, you know, at the end of the video, at the end of my speech, I was able to show the finished product to my audience, you know, without having to wait 15 to 20 minutes, because that's how long it takes to for the chocolate chip cookies to bake in the oven. You know, I made these cookies before, and I knew exactly, you know, how to make them. So that was really easy for me. I was also able to make these cookies and show, and because my kids love them so much, I was able to incorporate my personal experiences and, you know, and tell a story. And that was really fun to me because, you know, when you're able to bring your personal experiences and really feel good about it, it's really easy to deliver a speech. So this was probably one of the best, my favorite and the best speech, I think, out of all the speeches that I have given in this class. I think it's because, like I said, I was able to, you know, I was comfortable and confident, and I was really enjoying this speech because I was able to, I was comfortable, and I was able to bring my personal experiences to express, you know, my thoughts and my emotions while I was giving this speech. You know, I think it was a lot easier for me also because, you know, instead of just giving a speech in front of some, you know, an audience, I was able to do something and talk about it. So I think that made it easier because I was able to, you know, focus on what I was doing, and all I had to do was talk about it, versus, you know, when you're actually standing in front of an audience, you have to kind of like, you know, focus on the audience and give your speech. So for the most part, I really enjoyed this speech, and I liked it a lot. It was my favorite speech. The next speech is my persuasive speech. I think this speech was a little bit more difficult for me because, you know, it was very factual, and, you know, I had to, you know, of course, you know, do all my research and make sure I have all my information and all my sources and all my statistics correct, because I don't want to give out the wrong information. So I think, well, in my persuasive speech, I talked about, you know, the benefits of drinking beer daily. And the areas that I think I did well in this speech was that I was really organized. I had all my props that I needed. I had them all laid out. You know, that way, while I'm talking, you know, I can just, you know, grab it and, you know, show my audience while I was talking about it. Like I said, I had all my sources cited. I think I did well with my sources and mentioning them in my speech. I think I provided good supporting information to my audience that supported why, you know, they should drink beer daily. I was really thorough and provided good, credible facts to support my persuasion. Like I said, I think the speech was a lot harder for me as far as giving my speech, because the speech was more factual. There were a lot of facts, and it was really hard for me to remember them all. I tried, you know, I practiced it several times, and like, though I remember, you know, what I needed to talk about, I didn't remember the specifics of the speech while I was giving the speech, so I had to refer to my notes a lot. And you know, and because I didn't want to give out the wrong information to my audience, I refer to my notes. Because you know, giving out the wrong information wouldn't make me very credible. I don't want my audience to have the wrong information. So giving a persuasive speech, you really have to get all your facts and sources right if you want to persuade someone to believe you. This was a more difficult speech for me. You know, I did, you know, after going back and watching my speech, I do remember smacking my lips a lot, and I'm trying really hard not to do that in this speech. And I did notice that I did say I didn't say that much in this speech. So overall, I think I provided good supporting facts for the speech, but as far as delivering the speech, I think it was a lot harder because, like I said, you know, a lot of it were factual, and it was really hard for me to remember it all. But you know, after doing all these speeches, you know, I did notice that on the speeches that I were more well prepared, organized, and practiced for, I did a lot better. Like my demonstration and my informative speech, I think those two speeches, you know, I had good knowledge, and so I was able to, you know, do well in those speeches, I think. And you know, because I had more knowledge for those two speeches, I was able to deliver it to my audience with more confidence. A biblical principle that could be relevant to public speaking is, I was able to find a verse in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. I think this is a good biblical principle to follow, because God gave us Spirit, and although sometimes it may seem frightful, He also gave us confidence with love and discipline to be able to give and deliver a speech in front of people. But, you know, overall, you know, at the end of this class, you know, even though I still have some flaws I have to work on as far as giving speeches in front of an audience, I feel a lot more confident and a lot more comfortable. I think it's just, you know, the content and delivering the content to an audience. I think that, you know, after taking this class, I'm more, you know, I learned that you have to be prepared, organized, and, you know, take a lot of practice to be able to deliver a speech. But, you know, I think towards the end of this, you know, I think it was more being prepared and remembering my speech and not so much being nervous. So I think I've really overcome the fear of giving a speech. I think in front of an audience, it's more of just working out those little, you know, things like saying a lot, or swaying back and forth, and saying, you know, I know that was one thing as well, and then smacking my lips. But like I said, you know, I think, you know, after taking this class, I learned how to become more prepared for this class. I know there's still a lot of things I have to work on to become better at public speaking, but I could say that I'm more confident and comfortable at giving speeches after taking this class. Thank you guys for all coming and listening to my speech.